Every man has experienced this nightmare. Your relationship's going fine, then she spends a weekend with her friends. She comes back different, cold, distant. Suddenly you're the enemy. Things you did months ago are now problems. Conversations you thought were resolved are back on the table. Her friends didn't just give advice. They reprogrammed her against you. But here's the truth nobody wants to admit. Those friends aren't changing her. They're revealing who she really is. Let me explain what's actually happening when her friends turn her against you and why fighting this battle is already losing it. Your partner's friends reflect her personality, not the cause of it. This is the hardest pill to swallow. People choose friends who validate their existing beliefs, who share their values, who reinforce their worldview. That toxic friend who always tells her to leave you? Your girlfriend chose her. That bitter divorced friend who sees red flags everywhere? Your wife sought her out. These aren't random associations, they're deliberate selections that mirror her internal state. Think about your own friends. You choose guys who think like you, who share your interests, who see the world similarly. You don't hang out with people who constantly challenge your core beliefs or make you uncomfortable. Neither does she. Her friend group is a mirror of her psychology. When they speak, they're echoing thoughts she already has. I had a client whose wife had this friend. Let's call her Sarah. Sarah was divorced, bitter, always talking about how men are trash. My client blamed Sarah for his marriage problems. She's poisoning my wife against me. Then Sarah moved across the country. Within 3 months, his wife had a new friend, Lisa. Same energy, same advice, same toxicity. Because his wife wasn't corrupted by Sarah. She was attracted to Sarah's worldview. You can't force someone to abandon the people they connect with. This is where men make their biggest mistake. You can't see her anymore. I don't want you talking to them. Choose me or your friends. Congratulations, you just became the controlling villain in the story she's about to tell those exact friends. You've proven their point that you're problematic. The rebellion this creates is immediate and intense. She'll see them in secret. She'll lie about where she's going. She'll create hidden group chats. She'll meet them during work hours. And every second she spends sneaking around, she's building resentment against you for making her do it. You haven't eliminated the influence, you've strengthened it. I watched this play out with my own neighbour. Husband forbade wife from seeing her party girl friends. She started having work emergencies every Friday, gym classes that lasted 4 hours, family visits where family hadn't seen her. The marriage didn't survive the year, not because of the friends, but because of the control and deception that followed. Removing one friend simply leads to another identical one. It's like playing whack-a-mole with her social circle. Block Jessica? Here comes Jennifer with the same energy. Cut off Amy. Meet Amanda with identical advice. Because she's not randomly meeting these people. She's seeking them out. She's attracted to their frequency because it matches hers. The pattern recognition here is crucial. If every friend she makes is negative about men, critical of relationships, encouraging conflict, that's not coincidence. That's selection. She's choosing these people because their worldview resonates with something inside her. You're not fighting her friends, you're fighting her internal beliefs being validated externally. Her friends amplify what she already feels but doesn't say. This is the mechanism most men don't understand. She has a frustration, maybe small, maybe suppressed. She mentions it to friends. They validate it, expand it, catastrophize it. He didn't text you back for 2 hours. Girl, he's probably cheating. Now your minor oversight becomes major betrayal in her mind. But here's what you're missing. That thought was already there. The friend didn't plant it. They watered it. Your girlfriend already wondered why you didn't text back. The friend just gave permission to make it a bigger deal. The amplification only works if the frequency already exists internally. I counselled a couple where the wife's friends convinced her that him working late meant affairs. But when we dug deeper, she'd been insecure about his attractive co-worker for months. The friends didn't create that insecurity, they just gave it a voice. They said what she was already thinking but was afraid to express. Trying to control her friendships triggers deception and conflict. Every restriction you place becomes a battle. Every boundary becomes a war. Why can't I see my friends? Don't you trust me? You're being controlling. And honestly, she's not entirely wrong. Trying to manage another adult's social life is controlling, even if your intentions are protective. The secrecy that develops destroys relationships faster than any external influence could. Now you're checking her phone. She's deleting messages. You're questioning her whereabouts. She's creating elaborate lies. The trust evaporates. The friendship isn't ruining your relationship. The control and deception around it is. Social interaction stabilizes many people emotionally, especially those who process externally. Some people need to talk things out, to get validation, to feel heard. If she's one of these people and you cut off her outlets, that emotional pressure has nowhere to go except toward you. You become the sole target of every frustration, every doubt, every fear. I've seen men create the very monster they were trying to avoid. Wife was generally happy but had one complainy friend. Husband forbids the friendship. Wife becomes isolated, frustrated, resentful. Now instead of venting to her friend about small things, she's exploding at him about everything. He removed the pressure valve and wonders why the boiler exploded. Restricting her social life doesn't solve relationship problems. It masks them temporarily. Even if you successfully isolated her from every friend, the core issues remain. Her insecurities don't disappear. Her frustrations don't vanish. Her personality doesn't change. You've just removed the external manifestation, not the internal reality. The problems always resurface, usually worse. Without friends to process with, she processes internally. Thoughts spiral, resentments build, assumptions multiply. Then one day, it all comes out at once. I've been thinking about this for months, and you realize the friends weren't the problem. They were actually diffusing the bomb slowly instead of letting it build. Self-change only happens when someone chooses it themselves. You cannot force growth. You cannot mandate maturity. You cannot demand someone see their friend's toxicity. They have to recognize it themselves, decide it doesn't serve them, choose to distance themselves. Any change forced externally is temporary and breeds resentment. I watched a woman gradually distance herself from party friends after becoming a mother. Not because her husband demanded it, but because she realized those friendships didn't align with her new priorities. That's real change. That's sustainable. That's internal evolution, not external force. Some people's social group reveals exactly who they truly are. Her circle acts like a psychological map. Show me who she spends time with, and I'll show you who she is internally. The ambitious hang with the ambitious. The victims hang with victims. The grateful hang with the grateful. The bitter hang with the bitter. This is why dating someone means evaluating their entire ecosystem. You're not just choosing her, you're choosing the influence of everyone she values. If her inner circle is divorced, bitter, anti-relationship people, what does that tell you about her internal stance on relationships? If her friends are all drama-addicted chaos agents, what does that say about her attraction to stability? A client learned this too late. His wife's 3 best friends, one thrice divorced, one perpetually single and bitter, one in an open relationship. He thought he could love her enough to overcome their influence. 5 years later, she was suggesting an open relationship while filing for divorce. The friends didn't cause it. They revealed what was always there. The real question isn't how to control her friends, but is she the right partner for you? If you have to police her social circle to maintain your relationship, you're with the wrong person. If her natural friend selection threatens your bond was never solid. If her authentic self emerges around friends and you don't like it, you don't like her authentic self. Compatibility includes social compatibility. Can you respect her friends? Can you coexist with her social world? Can you accept the influence they have? If not, you're not compatible. Trying to force it through control and restriction just delays the inevitable while adding layers of resentment and conflict. Attempts to isolate either partner from friends damage the relationship fundamentally. This goes both ways. Some women try to separate men from their friends too. Your friends are bad influences. I don't like when you hang out with them. Same result. Deception, resentment, relationship breakdown. Nobody thrives in isolation. Humans are social creatures. We need multiple connections, various perspectives, different outlets. Trying to be someone's everything is exhausting and impossible. You can't be her boyfriend, best friend, therapist, entertainment, social circle, and emotional outlet. That's not romance. That's codependency. Men often choose the wrong strategy, confrontation instead of understanding. Your friends are toxic. Sarah's a bad influence. I don't like Amy. This triggers defense mechanisms. She'll protect her friends harder, defend them fiercer, choose them over you. You've created an us versus them dynamic where you're the enemy. The smarter approach is curiosity. What do you value about Sarah's friendship? How do you feel after spending time with Amy? Let her recognize patterns herself. Let her notice that she always comes home upset after seeing certain people. Let her connect the dots between friend time and relationship conflict. Self-realization sticks. Forced realization doesn't. Some friend groups actually strengthen relationships. Not all female friendships are toxic. Some friends will call out her bullshit, defend you when you're not there, encourage her to appreciate what she has. These friends are gold. The problem is that insecure people rarely choose secure friends. I know a couple where the wife's friends saved their marriage. She was being unreasonable, they told her. She was taking him for granted, they pointed out. She was creating problems where none existed, they observed. Because these were mature, married women who valued stability over drama. But again, she chose them because that's who she was internally. The victim mindset attracts victim supporters. If she sees herself as perpetually wronged, she'll find friends who reinforce that. Every story she tells will be filtered through victimhood. Every piece of advice will assume she's being mistreated. Every solution will involve you changing, never her growing. These victim circles are particularly toxic because they feed on drama. Peace is boring. Happiness is suspicious. Good news is minimized. Problems are celebrated because they provide content, bonding, purpose. Your stable relationship threatens their toxic ecosystem, so they'll destabilize it. I've watched these groups operate. One woman has a fight with her husband. She shares it with the group. Instead of, "Have you talked to him about it?" It's red flag. Leave him. You deserve better. They catastrophize everything because drama bonds them. Your relationship becomes fuel for their bonding fire. The single friend influence is particularly interesting. Some single friends genuinely want their coupled friends happy. Others, consciously or not, want company in singlehood. They'll highlight every flaw, minimize every positive, question every decision. "Why do you put up with that?" becomes their refrain. Misery loves company, but so does insecurity. An insecure single friend sees your relationship as a threat. It highlights what they don't have, so they unconsciously work to bring you down to their level, not from evil, but from pain. Understanding this helps you respond with compassion rather than conflict. The divorced friend brigade requires special attention. Some divorced people become wisdom sources. They've learned, grown, know what to avoid. Others become bitter prophets of doom. Every man is their ex. Every relationship will end like theirs. Every conflict is the beginning of the end. If her divorced friends are all victims of terrible exes, warning signs should flash. Either she has terrible judgment in choosing friends, or she's attracted to victim narratives. Either way, you're going to become another terrible ex in their collective story eventually. Social media has amplified friend influence exponentially. Now it's not just her 5 close friends. It's 500 Facebook friends commenting on your relationship. Every conflict becomes crowdsourced. Every decision gets voted on. Your private life becomes public entertainment. She posts something vague about being upset. Suddenly, 50 people are asking, "What did he do?" assuming you're at fault. The echo chamber activates. The validation flows. By the time she comes home, she's received 100 messages confirming you're wrong, she's right, and she deserves better. The group chat phenomenon has made this worse. There's a constant running commentary on your relationship happening in real time. You have a small disagreement. She's typing about it before you finish talking. 5 friends are responding before you've apologized. The jury has decided before court has concluded. The emotional contagion in these groups is remarkable. One person's bad day becomes everyone's bad day. One person's relationship doubt spreads to all relationships. One person's divorce triggers everyone to question their marriages. It's psychological virus spreading through emotional proximity. I've seen entire friend groups divorce in sequence. First one leaves her husband. She's liberated, free, living her best life, on social media at least. Second friend thinks, if she can do it. Third friend starts noticing more problems. Within 2 years, 4 divorces from one friend group. Correlation or causation? Both. The party phase friend keeping her in college mode is common. This friend never grew up, still living like she's 22 at 35. Every weekend is shots and clubs. Every conversation is about hot guys and wild nights. Your girlfriend regresses around her, becomes someone you don't recognize. The transformation is jarring. Your mature partner becomes a giggling party girl. Your responsible girlfriend becomes reckless. Your committed wife becomes a flirt. Then she comes home and wonders why you're upset. We were just having fun. But fun at what cost to your relationship? The career woman friend who sees relationships as oppression presents another challenge. She's successful, independent, sees men as optional at best, obstacles at worst. Every domestic expectation is sexism. Every compromise is surrender. Every traditional dynamic is patriarchy. Around her, your girlfriend starts questioning everything. Why should she cook if you both work? Why should she compromise her career for kids? Why should she take your last name? Some of these are valid questions, but the framework is always adversarial. Always you versus her, never partnership. The spiritual friend who encourages finding herself often means finding someone else. You need to explore. You need to grow. You're meant for more than this. Translation: your stable relationship is holding back her enlightenment. Stability becomes stagnation in this narrative. These friends often encourage breaks, solo trips, space to think. They plant seeds of dissatisfaction with normal life. They make drama seem like growth, chaos seem like evolution, destroying stability seem like breakthrough. Your boring, peaceful relationship becomes the enemy of her becoming. The family friend who never liked you is playing the long game. Maybe it's her sister, her cousin, her childhood friend. They knew her before you, will know her after you, and they're waiting. Every mistake you make is catalogued. Every conflict is remembered. They're building a case for your eventual dismissal. These long-term players are particularly dangerous because they have historical authority. I've known you longest. I know what's best for you. They reference her past self, who she was before you, implying she was better then. They're not trying to improve her present, they're trying to restore her past. The work friend who becomes too involved presents professional complications. Now your relationship issues affect her work environment. She's processing your fights at the office. Her colleague knows your bedroom problems. Professional and personal boundaries blur until everyone at her job has opinions about your relationship. The emotional labour these friendships require often exceeds relationship energy. She spends 3 hours analysing her friend's divorce, but can't spend 30 minutes on date night. She has endless energy for friend drama, but is too tired for relationship work. Her emotional investment is elsewhere. The comparison game friends play destroys contentment. Sarah's husband bought her a Tesla. Amy's boyfriend proposed in Paris. Lisa's man does all the cooking. Suddenly your solid relationship seems lacking. Not because it is, but because comparison is contentment's death. These comparisons are always curated. She doesn't see Sarah's husband's debt from the Tesla. Amy's Paris proposal preceded a terrible marriage. Lisa's cooking boyfriend is unemployed. But context doesn't travel through friend groups. Only highlights do. The emotional vampire friend who feeds on drama needs your relationship to have problems. When things are good, she creates issues. Are you sure he's not cheating? That seems suspicious. My ex did that before he left. She plants seeds of doubt because your peace threatens her purpose. These friends often have their own relationship disasters they're projecting. Failed marriages, terrible breakups, abandonment issues. They see danger everywhere because they've experienced it. Your normal relationship behaviours trigger their trauma and they project their past onto your present. The testing friend who flirts with you is checking boundaries. She's not necessarily trying to steal you, she's testing if you can be stolen. Then she reports back. If you passed, you might never know. If you failed, even slightly, it becomes evidence against you forever. Some friend groups actually test boyfriends and husbands systematically. They create situations, watch responses, judge character. You don't know you're being evaluated, but you are. Every interaction is data. Every response is evidence. The friend group is vetting you harder than FBI background checks. The influence of older divorced women on younger married women is profound. They've been there, they know how it ends, they're protecting her. But often they're projecting their failures onto her future. Their cynicism becomes her caution, their bitterness becomes her boundary. The "you deserve better" chorus never specifies what better means. Better looking, richer, more romantic, or just different. The undefined better creates perpetual dissatisfaction. Whatever you are isn't enough, because better exists somewhere, undefined but definitely not here. The empowerment narrative that confuses leaving with strength is everywhere. Staying and working through problems? Weak. Leaving at the first sign of trouble? Strong. Commitment becomes weakness. Abandonment becomes empowerment. The narrative is backwards but powerfully attractive. The social currency of relationship drama makes problems profitable. She gets more attention, sympathy, and engagement from sharing problems than successes. A fight with you generates 50 comments. A happy anniversary gets 10 likes. The algorithm rewards dysfunction. The wine night wisdom that emerges after 3 glasses isn't wisdom. It's lowered inhibitions meeting peer pressure. Things she'd never think sober become obvious drunk. Decisions she'd never make alone become group mandates. The wine night jury has no accountability for their verdicts. The projection of their relationship failures onto yours is constant. Every friend who's been hurt sees hurt coming for you. Every friend who's been betrayed sees betrayal signs. They're not protecting her, they're reliving their trauma through her story. The subtle undermining disguised as concern is an art form. I just want you to be happy. You know I support whatever you decide. I'm just worried about you. These aren't neutral statements. They're implying unhappiness, bad decisions, and reasons for worry. The collective remembering of your mistakes while forgetting your virtues creates narrative distortion. That fight from 2019, still referenced, daily acts of love and service, forgotten. The friend group memory is selective, always building cases, never balanced. The exit strategy planning that happens in some groups is disturbing. They're not hoping you work out, they're preparing for when you don't. Discussing divorce lawyers at girls' night, researching apartment prices, creating contingency plans. Your relationship funeral is being planned while it's still alive. The resistance to male inclusion reveals the dynamic. You're not welcome at girls' nights. You're excluded from conversations. You're the outsider they're discussing. The separation isn't just social, it's strategic. They need space away from you to influence her. The healthy friend groups that strengthen relationships do exist. They celebrate your wins. They call out her unfairness. They remind her of your good qualities during conflicts. They encourage resolution, not destruction. But these groups require emotionally mature individuals. The recognition that she chooses her circle is crucial. She's not a victim of bad friend influence, she's a participant. She selected these people. She maintains these relationships. She values their input. Their toxicity resonates with something in her. The solution isn't controlling her friendships, but recognizing what they reveal. If every friend is toxic, she's toxic. If every friend is bitter, she's bitter. If every friend is anti-relationship, she's anti-relationship. The friends aren't the problem, they're the symptom. The mature response is evaluation, not control. Look at her friend circle. Listen to their advice. Watch their influence. Then decide, is this the ecosystem you want to be part of? Are these the people you want influencing your life? Is this the woman who chooses these influences? The boundary setting that works is about yourself, not her. I won't be with someone whose friends consistently disrespect me. I won't stay in a relationship where private matters become public entertainment. I won't accept constant negative influence. You're not controlling her, you're defining your limits. The walking away option is sometimes necessary. If her friend group is toxic and she won't recognize it, you have a decision. Stay and fight a losing battle against an entire social circle, or leave and find someone whose friends support healthy relationships. Sometimes leaving is winning. The cultural shift in female friendships has made this worse. Previous generations of women often encouraged working through problems. Current culture celebrates leaving. Previous generations valued stability. Current culture values drama. The friend influence has shifted from supportive to destructive. The reality is that you're not just dating her, you're dating her ecosystem, her friends, her family, her social media following. They all have votes in your relationship. If you don't like the voters, you won't like the election results. The test is simple. Do her friends make your relationship better or worse? Do you feel supported or attacked? Does she come home happier or angrier? The answers tell you everything about whether this relationship can survive. The investment in changing this dynamic rarely pays off. You can't make her choose better friends. You can't force her to see their toxicity. You can't prevent their influence. You can only decide whether you want to live with it. The men who succeed in these situations don't fight the friends. They become undeniable. They're so good that even toxic friends can't find fault. They're so valuable that losing them would be obviously stupid. They don't defend against attacks, they transcend them. But most men can't maintain that level of perfection, nor should they have to. Relationships shouldn't require being perfect to survive friend scrutiny. If you need to be flawless to be accepted, you're with the wrong person surrounded by the wrong people. The final truth is this: her friends will turn her against you if she's turnable. If she's solid, secure, committed, no friend influence will matter. If she's not, all the friend management in the world won't save you. The friends aren't turning her, they're revealing her. I want to hear from you guys. What's your experience with her friend's influence? Have you seen relationships destroyed by toxic friend groups? Have you found women whose friends actually support the relationship? Drop your stories in the comments. Let's talk about this reality that nobody wants to acknowledge, that her friends might matter more than you do.